Hi there, and welcome back to Riella's Army of Dolls, where I talk all things fashion doll. Now, today I have the joy of opening not one, but three new dolls, all the way from JHD Dolls. Now, as you may remember, I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with JHD Mizi dolls. The designs are so fab, and I just love that they're a company that are actively competing with Integrity Toys and supplying dolls that have really high quality accessories, outfits, shoes, jewelry. It's fantastic. But at the same time, I just feel there are things that they get wrong nearly every time I receive a doll. The face paint is a little bit cartoony, the bodies are exaggerated and overdone, the hands, if they're long nailed, they tend to look like they've got claws, they have these really weird shaped hand designs as well. I could list faults, I just have listed lots of faults, but there are also amazing things about them. And if you've been watching my more recent videos, you would see that my experience with the Katiegirl body has been really positive. And so when I saw these three dolls come out, this is the Valley of the Dolls series, they really won me over. I was not planning to buy more Mitzi dolls, and I saw these and I ordered the whole series, which is probably a first for me with JHD. So these dolls all come on the Katiegirl body. They have amazing retro 60s hairstyles and outfits, and I could not hold back. I could not stop myself. I've ordered all three, and I am excited to see how good these JHD releases really can be. I'm not kidding that this is the first time that I have actually bought a full set of dolls from JHD. There were a few reasons why these ones tempted me. The first one I've already touched on, which is just the really cool aesthetic. I love those 60s beehive hairstyles they come with. The clothing was really fun and had a sort of modern twist on that retro, so I thought that was awesome. But also these dolls, they're not actually, I guess, technically called basics, but they are basic dolls, and as such the price point was under $100, under 90, I think, about 90, and so that was actually quite surprisingly cheap for dolls that have so much detail, you know, such cool features. This one here was probably my favorite of the three. I'm going to open her first, not because she's my favorite, although that, you know, helps, but because she's simply the first one I picked up. This is a Gloria. She is called Private Schoolgirl. And as you can see, her outfit is obviously inspired by that kind of schoolgirl chic. But like I said, this fun mix of retro and modern, and you can see her massive beehive hairstyle there. There are two Glorias in this mix. I kind of probably, if I could change one thing about this series, it would be to have a third sculpt rather than two of the same one. I can see why they've chosen Gloria, and I guess I'll show you when I have both of them out. Gloria is probably my favorite sculpt from JHD of all time, but nonetheless, it's just disappointing to only have two different sculpts among them. Now we can see her out of the box here. What really drew me to this girl, and she was the one when I was deciding who I would buy, this was the one I knew that I would, and then I was just, you know, kind of picking between the other two and whether I would get all three. The thing I love the most about her was her hairstyle, which is a kind of take on a beehive flip. It's so retro, it's so fun, and I love how massive the beehive is. I think that that's super impressive. As well as that, she comes with a little mini sweater. It's not, I guess, maybe it's not as retro as I think it could be, but it's fun and I like the colour. I didn't mention the headband. I actually think it's one of my favorite features on this doll. It's a side-leaning headband with a little bow on it in the same color as the skirt, which is a kind of pink, purple, green plaid. I think it's really cute. It sets off as well her eyes. If you have a look, we've got the same colors chosen for her eyes. So my guess is that this doll was probably inspired by that fabric, which was found for her. She's also got this cute skirt Again, with the whole private school girl idea, we can see that played out most prominently in the skirt. It really looks like a school skirt designed that way. It's got a couple of buttons there. It's got real pleating. Her nails, she has long nail hands, and they're done in this sort of French manicure style in the same color scheme. I really love them, and I mentioned the whole Mixie dolls and claws at the beginning of this video. Well, I feel like giving her that cool manicure really sort of gives a reason for having the nails that long, and it looks really cute and fun. As well as those items in the box, we have her extra hands. Now, I always complain about the very strange sculpting on the extra hands. I think it's designed to do a particular pose on the waist, but if the doll is not doing that pose, it looks like she's got a broken finger, and I do have a problem with that hand. The other one I think maybe is meant to be a kind of grip hand, but I don't feel it quite does that well enough, so I think maybe they could improve some things on those hands. Now, remembering that she is a basic doll, we've got some basic jewelry, just little pearl earrings and a pearl bracelet. I think for a basic doll, that's quite nice, just so that she has something. Her shoes are awesome. They're super high platform sandals with heels and, you know, front platforms. I think, again, for the money, those are brilliant shoes. And we, of course, have her stand. I'm going to get her all dressed up soon and see what that's like. But in the meantime, we're going to keep opening up these dolls. Now, the second one, who was my second choice, she is Camorra, a relatively new sculpt. This is my first Camorra sculpt, and I wasn't quite sure about her sculpt, I will have to say. I'll see what it looks like when she's out. But again, I loved this doll's styling and I love her outfit. And she comes again with a pretty impressive array of items for a basic doll. So Camorra has a totally different color scheme. She has a yellow color scheme, yellow and orange. And I really like to see that the colors have been played out in the doll's faces again. So she's got this little line of yellow eyeliner, which I think is really fun. I don't know if they could have done something with the color of her eyes to make it really match her outfit. I think they've had a go, but I feel like maybe, I don't know, maybe it would be too much because it wouldn't be so realistic. But the lilac eyes of the other girl are not that realistic either. Now, this is Palm Beach. This is my first experience with the Camorra sculpt. It looked a little bit, I don't know how to describe it, strong and a bit hard, and she kind of does still in person, but I am liking it. She's got really large lower lip, and I guess beside Gloria has a kind of a very soft look, and the way she's just slightly pouting with her lips open a little bit is something that's really appealing. You can see some similarities in Camorra, but she's got a sharper, straighter nose, a wider bottom lip, and yeah, she doesn't have that little open pout, or at least not painted. I think maybe you could paint it on. I'm not sure if I love it, but I think I like it more than I thought I might. She was the one of this series who had less of a beehive. It's still fun, and I do like this curl at the front. And again, the detail that's gone into making these outfits for dolls at this price point, I think is really good. The outfit is simple, but it's gorgeous. It was my favorite of the three outfits. This really cute tie front top, shorts that have real pockets, and they have buttons and tabs. Really cool. Nothing more to it in what she has there, but we've got some other extras in the box again. I am quite pleased to see that they are actually different hands. I'm still not sure how much I love these hand sculpts. But we don't have the weird broken finger one in here, which is an improvement. I still don't feel that either of them really gives me the grip hand that I would like to see. If we're going to have extra hands, something that can hold items is really what I would be looking for. In terms of her extras, her shoes are less impressive, but they're still very nicely made, as JHD shoes always are. They have proper soles, they've got the fabric leather upper with stitching, they've got a real buckle there. Nice, but they don't wow me like the other ones do. That said, her other accessories are a little bit better, and so that kind of makes up for it. We've got a gold bangle and gold pearl earrings. I think that's nice because it plays on her colour scheme, but I also really like that bangle. And finally, we've got a pair of white sunglasses that are quite nice looking. So again, all of that for the price point is a pretty good package. The last doll is another Gloria. I was a little bit disappointed to have two Glorias. She is completely different in terms of her styling choices, but nonetheless, why couldn't we have done that with a different sculpt? This Gloria has all the palest choices, whereas the other Gloria had all the darkest choices, but we can see the same hairstyle and I guess a similar theme in the outfit. We've still got the plaid fabric, but it is quite a different plaid. I feel like they could have made her eyes maybe match her outfit better, but I can still see that there has been an effort to do that here, and I think that's nice. Her irises and her liner, I think, are meant to match her outfit. It's just not quite as obvious. So pulling out Gloria number 2, can see how different she is from Gloria number 1. They're kind of like twins, but you know, but not. And I actually do really like that about them. I almost wish they could have played off the twins thing with the outfits a bit, like maybe giving them the same headband but in the different color schemes, or even the same clothing, because I actually really like that idea with them. I think if you're going to make the same sculpt, you know, let's go with that. She is beautiful though. I don't like her makeup quite as much as the other one, and I do sometimes find that JHD makeup just doesn't, well, it doesn't quite do what I hope it would do. I feel like this doesn't quite play up the sweetness of Gloria's face, but then maybe the idea was to highlight that difference between the two Glorias by making one of them really sweet and one of them a bit, you know, stronger, a bit more aggressive. This one, who is called the Long Hot Summer, she does do that to me. She's got pretty much the same hairstyle with the high beehive and the flip side curls. All of the dolls are very similar in terms of the hairstyles, but not quite identical. Her outfit is the one I like least of the three. I guess it's the one that feels the most basic to me, even though it isn't actually, you know, less complicated. It's something that you can't mix and match with. It's just got fewer options, and it doesn't really look like a full outfit to me. I feel like she looks like she needs to be wearing something over that, whereas the other two can be dressed as they are. Nonetheless, it's got a lot of detail. It's got the collar and the belt that are very much silk look fabric. It's got this plaid green and blue fabric throughout with real buttons. The belt gives it a bit of shape too, and all these outfits really play up the shapeliness of the Katiegirl body. The other thing that they all have is those beautiful French manicures in colour that matches their outfit. And again, they all look really good, and I love that about these dolls. In the box, her other accessories, similar to the other two, we've got two accessory pieces, the hands and the shoes. These are super cute, possibly my favorite of the bunch. She has a wearable watch. How adorable is that, with a white band? I love it. Hoop earrings, she'll definitely wear those. The stud earrings are one thing, but hoop earrings I love, cannot get enough of. Her hands, which ones are they? She's got the weird broken finger hands again, so I'm going to be leaving those in the box, but that is okay. I think I do appreciate that there are a few different hand choices. And her shoes are super cool. Maybe not quite as nice as private school girls' shoes, but super cool. They're platforms in the same green colour as her outfit. Those are going to look fabulous on. The three girls are out, free and fully dressed, and honestly they do make a fabulous trio. I am glad I got all three. I don't know if I'll keep them all, but they are absolutely stunning, and the things I liked about them really have shown true in what I see here. The hairstyles are so awesome and so retro. They just really hark back to the 1960s and everything that was cool about it and that people still find cool. The outfits, although basic, and I know I have referred to these dolls many times as basic dolls, but for basic outfits, they're stunning. They really are lovely because you don't feel like you need to change them. Now, I do personally feel like a Long Hot Summer looks like she is wearing her underwear or at the beach. You could dress her in that, but I don't feel like it's quite a full outfit for me. But the other two absolutely are. And again, for under $100, coming like this, fantastic. Not only are they beautiful, but the outfits really accentuate the curves of the Katiegirl body so well. And all three of these dolls do come on the Katiegirl body, which again, I think is such a great aesthetic. And moving down to the shoes, all of the shoes look gorgeous on. I still like Private School Girls the best, but they are all fabulous. These three just display beautifully. Now going to the negatives, as I was dressing them, I did notice a few quality control issues, which maybe we wouldn't see if these were Integrity Toys dolls. First one was Camorra. She did not come with pierced ears. There was a sort of mark maybe where I guess the company had planned to pierce them, but it hadn't happened. So I had to do that. That is a little bit daunting if you've never done it before. Please watch my video about piercing ears, which I'll put a link to if you're not sure what to do and your doll comes that way. Second quality control issue with Private School Girl, I noted that there are quite a few visible seams on her body. That's probably to go with the dark skin because that skin tone does take on, well, it's more obvious when there are seam issues, but there definitely are. I'm okay with that, but just note they are there, and I suspect all of them come with that. Now, all of the dolls had some slight problems. The last one is Long Hot Summer. If you have a look at her shoes, she has two left shoes. Now, I think that's something that I will ask to be fixed. I'm going to contact my dealer because that's the only one that I see as something I can't fix that does, is a problem. It's a pity because her shoes are gorgeous, and one thing I really appreciated about all these girls' shoes is that they came with the buckles done up and I didn't need to undo them to get them on. Now, I don't know about you, but I really struggle with those tiny buckles if I have to do them up and undo them. The only problem with that was that Private School Girls are quite loose and her shoes, it's not enough to hold the shoes on. I would have to undo them to make them a bit firmer. Comes to the accessories, I actually really love all of them. Even the little pearl bracelet, it's basic, but it looks really good on her. Camorra's gold bangle is chunky, it's textured. It really is a fun accessory. The watch and earrings that come with a Long Hot Summer, they are my favorites, which is great because it kind of makes up for the outfit being my least favorite, and they are spectacular. She really looks beautiful with them. In terms of her face, she's probably still my least favorite. Looking at the two Glorias together, I think you can tell why. The Gloria on the right is just got that cute, innocent look that I think this face mold really highlights. Whereas the Gloria on the left looks a little bit more, I don't know, she's got some attitude, and maybe you'll like that in your dolls, but I guess it's not what I look for in the Gloria sculpt. I still think that she is lovely though. Now, just to finish with a few basics about these dolls, they are all a limited edition of 600 and some dealers still have them in stock, not all of them. The RRP is about $99, so you think these dolls really are actually quite a bargain at that price, and each of them has different skin tone and hair color. Gloria Private School Girl has what JHD refers to as black skin tone and black hair. Palm Beach Camorra has Californian's skin tone and honey hair color, so she's kind of like a tanned look, whereas Long Hot Summer Gloria has white skin and blonde hair color. And she looks like someone who probably hasn't got out enough yet in the summer. All in all, I honestly don't think I could be happier with these dolls other than obviously the two left shoes. I really feel like JHD have been improving with every single release. This one has just knocked it out of the park. They are everything that I hoped they would be. And like, I know I've mentioned the price point lots of times, but for collectors, I mean, people are constantly complaining about the price of Integrity Toys dolls these days. And I feel like these dolls are offering the same quality as an Integrity Toys doll, but at a price point that is more affordable. I really felt as I opened these dolls, every single thing I looked at, I was getting value for my money. Yes, if I could, make my doll wishes come true, I would make a few little changes, a few little tweaks to these dolls. So I would have changed the face sculpt of the third doll so that she wasn't Gloria. And I feel like the way they've painted her, they've almost wanted her not to be Gloria. And so I don't quite get that choice. I also would have changed her outfit a little. If they just made it two-piece and made the shorts a tiny bit longer, they're just so short that I don't feel like she could actually wear those. And I would have probably liked to see them each with a small purse. And I know that the price point is low and that's why they don't come with a purse, but it still would have been nice to see them with one. That said, I really, really love these dolls. Please let me know if you love them as well. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet.